While we were talking about the episode, you mentioned that you want to talk about DeepL and Grammarly for generating documentation. So I have written this down, and please, I have never heard for DeepL before you mentioned it. Grammarly, we all know it, but I think it's going to be interesting insight.
Well, I use them both. How to say it? I use them both, but for different things. For example, I think I'm not speaking that clear English, but I think I'm writing okay English. So I don't need DeepL for these purposes because, I can write everything I want in okay English. But the good thing about DeepL is that it has an API. And that I have actually done a proof of concept thing about this, that you can use it to summarize meetings. And long story short, you record the meeting, you extract the transcript, that is, for example, in Bulgarian in our case, and then you give it to ChatGPT to summarize it. Yeah, the problem here is that ChatGPT does not handle Bulgarian very well. So you have to do an extra step, like translate the transcript. And once you translate it in English, ChatGPT performs a lot better. That's why we use DeepL. It has an API. It's not very expensive. Yeah, it's paid. I think you can't use it for free, but it's not that expensive. It's really cheap. And you can use it for all the meetings.
All right. So basically, you get a recording, which is an MP4 or whatever.
Yeah.
You throw it at Whisper.
Yeah, actually.
It does well with Bulgarian.
Actually, I forgot to tell you about Whisper. I use Whisper a lot. Actually, me and Georgi Nenu from the Superhuman in English.
Superhuman podcast.
Yeah. Me and him have done a proof of concept where it's a really funny story because I was on another podcast and it was in his studio. And sorry?
I'm just confirming, saying yes in order to flow with the conversations. Sorry about this. If it's too distracting.
Okay. And then I mentioned about Whisper. And he was really interested because it takes him a lot of time to. He has a very long podcast, for example, 3 hours or something like that, and he does these podcasts every week. So every week he has to listen to this podcast many times to extract things like topics and how do you say, quotes and so on and so on. Yeah. And we've done this with him in Bulgarian, and with him, I actually started using it even more in meetings. And Whisper actually, Whisper is also by OpenAI, like ChatGPT. They don't have a service yet. They have only API, or
only
you
APIs,
can, or you can run it locally. Actually, that's what we have done with Joro. Works really nice with Bulgaria. To be fair, I have tried another services before that because in the summer I had to perform a 36-degree interview with all the employees of the company. Back then we were like 20 or something, and that's a lot of stuff that I have to write down. I wanted to do it like in 1 week, so I can go out of the for my job, for my work. And I tried another tools. I don't remember them actually.
There are.
But since we are humans, nobody talks perfect Bulgarian, and that's a very big problem with tools like that, because when you speak with dialect, it doesn't understand. We have a colleague that used to be a teacher, and she speaks very nice Bulgarian, very correct grammatically. She speaks the whole words and so on. Perfect Bulgarian, and it understood everything. She said, but the tools didn't understand me or the other guys and gals I interviewed. So then I found Whisper. And Whisper actually performs really well with Bulgarian. Really well. It even has like catchphrases, for example, kvo and maniak. Показа maniak. Всичките... Sorry. I continued.
We just gave some examples for what Whisper can understand from Bulgarian.
Yeah, which is like impressive. And the thing in Whisper is, going more technical, is that you can actually load a model that is trained with Bulgarian data. And that's why it understands Bulgarian really, really nice. And I use Whisper like every day because I have meetings every day, not like long meetings, but I have a lot of 15-minute long meetings. And I record every meeting.
How do you record them? Using Zoom or OBS or what?
No, currently I use Otter AI if it's a short meeting.
Okay.
It's another like AI tool. It actually provides transcription out of the box, but only in English.
Yeah.
And since we are talking in Bulgarian, I only get the recording. And it extracts me an MP3 file and record the meeting, get the transcript. It used to take a lot of time because I don't have a like ultra powerful GPU. And for example, with Joro, for a 3 hours long podcast, it took like 4 hours to transcribe it. And 4 hours that I was not able to use my PC because it was like
burning the GPU.
Yeah. Then I did it in Co-op. I don't know if you have heard of Co-op, like Google Co-op. Never mind. Google Co-op is like an online place where you can write code. You can execute code in Python.
Okay.
And it is prepared for working with AI.
Running on Google Cloud infrastructure, I suppose.
Yeah. And there you have a free GPU that is T4, which is not the best, but it's still way greater than anything you can buy at home.
All right.
And for purposes like this, we were able to decrease the time for like 4 hours to 7 minutes or something like that. And it's really nice. Yeah.
Okay, so that's really smart, folks. You can basically do the same thing if you are in the same situation.
Yeah. You can do it. And then DeepL comes in. Because as I said, the talk and the transcript is in Bulgarian, and ChatGPT does not understand Bulgarian very well. Well, it does, but not as good as in English, because for 3 hours long conversation, there are a lot of words, and you feel the context pretty fast. I think it was like 8K in ChatGPT, something like that.
Or 12, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, which is like 20 minutes of talking, and we're talking about 3 hours. And here comes DeepL. Once you translate it to DeepL, you get a transcript in English, and then actually I use another tool. It's called GPT-Trim. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's not very popular, but the idea behind this is that from the transcript you can extract only the tokens. And for example, in promising, you don't need the promising the whole word for ChatGPT to understand it. You need only promise, if I am not mistaken. So that's 4 characters saved from this. And then you can fit the whole transcription into a context. And it actually works pretty nice.
All right, so the summary is you use Whisper to extract the transcript from the recording.
Yeah.
You then use DeepL to translate it. Then you pass it through GPT-3, which basically reduces the words and the tokens. And ChatGPT or the LLM behind it still understands what you're trying to say, so you can pass within the context window, and then you get whatever you want to get out of this.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're combining 4 different AI tools to get your work.
Yeah. And nowadays it's really easy because you have the tools, you have the information, you can actually use ChatGPT and Quote to like tell you how to do it. You can use the tools themselves to tell you how you can use them, which is pretty amazing.
But you still need to have the basic foundation and knowledge of actually using those tools, because if you don't, ChatGPT will tell you and you still wonder what to do. But that's actually pretty smart, and this ties to we have a topic about RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So what you just described, I think, is basically retrieval augmented generation use case, but with not with the standard tools, but we'll get there. Awesome. That's really, really interesting. So Georgiev is going to have automated how to say, not transcripts, but he is using those tools right now.
Yeah, he is, and I think for like 2 months now, something like that.
Nice.
And we are in constant like communication if something is not working, because we are doing the POC with him. Because as you said, I know I have the knowledge, so I can do it myself, but it's interesting if a non-technical person can do it as well, and he's helping with that.